don't know if you saw the two recent television programmes about Boyzone. One was their own special tribute concert to Stephen Gately, and the other was a sort of fly-on-the-wall documentary detailing their thoughts and their emotions in the weeks and months following Stephen's death. Well, I tell you, both were very powerful pieces of television. But behind the obvious sadness and the huge sense of loss the boys experienced, I believe in those programmes we got to see a different, a more human side, if you like, to the remaining four. Well, this week Mikey Graham was in town to promote the forthcoming Dancing on Ice show in the Odyssey, in which he's involved, and he called in with me to have a chat. In a wide-ranging interview, I started by asking him about his newfound skills dancing on ice.
I got a call from my agent over in London to say that ITV were interested in interviewing me for the show, because they interview lots of celebrities, you know. So I said it to my wife and the kids, and they went crazy, jumped at it, you know. You have to do it, Daddy, you have to do it. So that was it. I was sent off, measured up for a pair of boots and thrown out there.
And what were your own feelings on it? Like, had you any experience on ice before this?
No experience at all on the ice, bar, you know, a handful of times, as we all kind of have, you know, but no, certainly no official training or anything like that. And I was also quite apprehensive about it, because I'd never kind of done anything on my own apart from the band as well, you know, with such magnitude, because I mean, it was maybe 10-15 million people per week watch the show, you know. So yeah, it was kind of nerve-wracking when I signed up for it, and the reality dawned on me then when I got over to London doing the training in late December, early January. So but it's been a great experience, I have to say. One of the best things I've ever done.
How far through it did you have to go before you realised, I can do this, it's something has clicked, I actually can ice skate? Did you ever get that feeling?
No. No, I think I had moments of, or delusions of grandeur, I'd say, more so probably around the third week in January, you know, when I got to a certain point where I did a routine to the song Cecilia, and I got some good points for that, and I kind of thought, maybe, just maybe, I might be able to go somewhere with this competition, and that was the end of it, really. You know, I didn't climb much further than that. I think I put too much pressure on myself, and so on and so on. But it was just a great opportunity.
How difficult is it? Because I haven't iced.
Gerry, toughest thing I've ever done in my life.
I don't believe.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I was, you know, I'm a great armchair critic, you know, for anything, watching the football on the television at home, whatever the programme might be. But Dancing on Ice last year and the years before, I sat there thinking to myself, geez, they're brutal. It can't be that hard to, you know, get out there and do a bit, you know. And then you step onto that, it's a whole different world, you know. And it doesn't matter kind of, you know, well, the likes of myself, having done a bit of dancing before with Boyzone, and as you know, we're world renowned for our great dancing moves. No, just out on the ice, it's a whole different world.
You managed to get to what, to week 9, wasn't it?
Week 9, yeah. And I believe the first series of the show, I think, only had 9 weeks in it. So I could have got to the final if I had been in the first show. But it's gone up to 14 celebs now, and that's a lot of pressure, you know. Having already done a couple of months training before the show even began. So that was, you know, almost 4.5 months of pounding on that ice 5 days a week. So the knees were beginning to give me hassle, you know. So
well, I mean, you did pound the ice because you had a couple of very bad falls, didn't you?
A couple of bad ones.
Did you break anything?
No, I didn't, thank God, and I didn't even bruise one, so I don't know why, but I kind of went into it with a gung-ho attitude, thinking I can do this, and, you know, put on the padding and so on and so on. But then after 3.5 months of it, I had to realise I wasn't 21 anymore, you know.
Were you disappointed the night you were voted off?
No, I was delighted to go, I have to be honest with you. The next day and that week, and when I seen the following week's episode, I kind of thought, oh, I wouldn't mind still being in. But at that moment, I was just delighted to go. In fact, the judges says to me afterwards, Jason and all, they've never seen somebody so happy to leave the show, you know, just to get off the ice, you know. It had me beat at that stage.
It was slightly ironic that, in fact, the night you went off, the music that you were dancing to was Ronan singing.
Oh yeah, he outdid me that night again.
Did he say anything to you afterwards?
No, he was very quiet about that, I have to say. No, we have the crack about that, you know.
So are you a hero now in the Graham household?
I'm a hero at home. Yeah, a hero at home. Yeah,
kids love my dad.
They love the daddy now, you know. Yeah, that's it. So
you've said, and you said a wee bit earlier there, that it came at a great time for you.
Definitely, couldn't have been better.
Yeah. You've mentioned that it was a sort of therapy for you. What did you mean by that?
Well, basically, I mean, having just lost Stephen, our whole dimension was changed. You know, the band collectively, individually, and so on. So it came as a great help in the form of a distraction from the horrificness of the situation at the time, and as it still is now. You know, to be able to be concentrated 9 to 5 or whatever on trying to stay standing up on the ice kept my mind off what, you know, was going on in reality. But then once I got home in the evening times, I mean, I really slipped down into a depression, as we all did. You know, we were on the phone to each other, and each time we met as a band during that time, you know, we would have these conversations that we never ever had before, exchanging stories about how terrible it was, from panic attacks to waking up in the night with the most horrible dreams, and to the reality that it wasn't a bad dream that happened. This was the truth. It was really going on, and it just felt better to be together, to be honest with you, you know, because nobody else, I mean, I know that everybody else has been through losing somebody in life, but at that moment nobody else knew what we were feeling, but the four of us, you know.
I think we got a sense of what you guys were going through because of the two programs I watched this week. One was the tribute to Stephen, which I thought was a very emotional piece of television. Like, that's the way I felt watching it. I don't know what it was like doing it. You boys had to get up and do it.
Well, from our perspective, it was all done in the TV studio, and we had a lot of smaller distractions, such as, you know, scripts and camera blocking and staging and so on and so on. It wasn't until they showed the VTs on a screen behind us, and they had said to us, you know, do you want to watch these? And we kind of thought, yeah, of course we do. We want to see what they're about. But it wasn't until we seen that we actually kind of remembered the reason why we were there, you know, and the harrowing feeling that come over us all as we seen the reminders of the Sky News footage of Stephen's coffin and all, and even talking about it now, it's horrible.
Is it, and don't take me up the wrong way, but is this a sort of professional closure now on Stephen? That you've decided that you're going to get on with the rest of your lives? Because you have to, because you're all young men.
Well, that's the thing about it. Life goes on irrespective of you know, we will never forget Stephen. I don't have a definitive answer to that question. All I know and all we feel is that we have to try to move forward into the future as a four-piece, but with Stephen's memory and spirit entangled in the band, you know. We're going forward as a four-piece as long as it feels okay to go forward.
I suppose this number one must be the sweetest number one you've ever had.
I have to say it's the most bittersweet number one that we've ever had, because you know, I really hope that Stephen Gately knows that this album is number one, because he was so thrilled to be a part of it all, you know. And can I also just say thank you from the heart to all of the Boyzone fans that have stood by us for 17 years, everybody in the industry, including yourself, who've stood by us for 17 years, you know, and particularly in the last 6 months since losing Stephen. Also myself on Dancing on Ice, everything that we've done, the support has been magnificent. So from the heart, thank you. I know it sounds like a cliche, but we really, really, more than ever, this band appreciate the public support that we have.
Thanks for talking about Stephen too, because I know there's going to come a day when you're going to have to stop talking about Stephen. You can't keep on doing interview after interview about Stephen. So thank you for talking about that. To finish on a high note, when are you back with Dancing on Ice? When are we going to see you in the flesh dancing in Belfast?
Well, there's this coming Sunday will be the final show on TV, so I'll be on that anyway, doing a finish up thing for 30 seconds of a routine, and then from the 6th to the 9th of May in the Odyssey, the Iceman returneth.
And is it done like the show? Is it? Do you
it's
know
a lot more extravagant, a much bigger production.
And are you going to be wearing these glitzy outfits?
Oh, they're going to put me in all the most outrageous stuff they can find, I'm sure, you know.
Mikey, can I have a front row seat to see this?
Absolutely, absolutely,
yeah.
In fact, I'll try and get you a loan of a Lycra shirt for yourself. A couple of diamonds on it or whatever.
Make it an XL, will you?
Yeah.
Mikey, thanks so much for talking.
Gerry,
and we'll see you in return at the Odyssey.
Thanks, Gerry.
Thanks,
Pleasure
Mikey.
as usual.
Bye.